First time charging this, just wanna Jesus. Yeah, filling up the little fuel tank there for my e-bike. Pretty cool. Just got some water filled up and really loving these porch lights. These are great. It's made these cold, wet nights just that much brighter. Lights up the whole area. I love it. I'll work on stuff if I want to all night long. Oh yeah, it is chilly. Raining off and on. Oh, a little misty too. You can see these every once in a while. I see these clouds rolling through. It's really cool. Just a little quick update on things. Working on the camera today, getting this moisture out of here. Got 4 screws, a nut, some lock washers for the SMA connection. 4 screws that are all gooped up with some kind of black substance. Feels like some kind of sealant. And the back is all sealed up pretty well too. I'm having to put quite a bit of pressure on these corners of the blade. Get the moisture out of here and put that back up. Kind of stinks. It's probably that sealant. Alright, let's just wipe it out, leave it open for a while, and maybe in front of the heater, clean that up and just reseal that with something, maybe just a thin layer of silicone. The cable, yeah, it looks like they tried, so it's not like they didn't try to seal everything up, but something didn't work. I think I might just put it back together like that without resealing it. That way I could just take it apart in the future if moisture gets in there again. Plus this was a pretty clean, or a pretty flat cut on this. There's a pretty smooth layer of the sealant on here, so I think they'll do a good enough job of resealing as long as I tighten that down good enough. It could be that bundle of wires coming in there. If you seal around the outside of a bundle of wires, there's still going to be a center that doesn't get sealant in it. Unless that wire's really pushed in there good, but I mean, that could be one spot. Hard to tell. Right there between that yellow and black wire is a spot where a couple drips could get in. So I'm just going to just go around the outside of that with the little bit of silicone. It looks like it actually got moisture inside that little tiny lens. Jeez, that's unfortunate. That's a Okay, looks like that is threaded. Okay. That's good and maybe bad. If I take that off, I'm worried it's gonna lose focus, and I'm gonna have to finesse with that later and try and focus that again. And it looked pretty good before, so let's hope that that just doesn't change focus. Yep, there's definitely moisture behind that. Alright, no, that should not affect focus. It looks like that lens sits back into a cradle there that does not move. Okay, not too bad. That was a very small amount of moisture. That won't take too long to dry out. Okay, looking good. Alright, no more moisture. Nice. All I had to do is just lay that out for I think just a full minute. That was it. 60 seconds. There's some moisture that just decided to poke out of that sponge. Looks like maybe I should leave this whole thing, leave this in front of the heater all night. I'll get some silicone on there, on the cable and the SMA connection, just in case. I think I'm 90% certain that's where the moisture's getting at. That's the yeah. I'm pretty certain that's. You can see a bunch of staining where the water kind of sit and pooled and evaporated and left behind deposits, dust, dirt, wherever it trickled down from. Same around the ring around this. But yeah, water could just sit there and seep right into that bundle of wires. Alright, got those two spots sealed up. Though I don't think the SMA was leaking. That was sealed up pretty well in the back. Like I said, I think it was those bundle of wires giving a little bit of an access for moisture to get through. So both spots sealed up. If it leaks again, it'll be through the seam that I did not seal because I want to be able to take it apart in the future in case moisture gets in there again. Or possibly, I really don't, unless water was resting on the edge. So I see that a hard thing to happen with that aiming down at such a drastic angle as it was. So I am pretty certain that leak was through that cable. And that was pretty tight. Putting the screws back in, that cinched down pretty tight. I think there was enough rubber sealant left on there to squeeze together and hopefully make a seal. If not, I'll dry it out again and perhaps run a thin bead of caulk around the outside of that seam. But I think that should do it. We'll see. And I did seal around the base of this SMA connector before putting the nut on. Alright, back in action. Still not quite looking right. It's like blurry right in the center kinda. I think they're probably should have cleaned that lens, but I'll save that project for another day. Maybe even just replace the camera at some point. I would like a decent quality reverse camera pointing straight down at my bumper. So I might see if I can find a replacement wireless cam. But, you know, that's plenty enough to see stuff before I run into it. So I'll call that good. Works for me.